Welcome everyone to Level Up Your Game in association with Tekken.com. With me today I've got Michael Kwan, aka MYK, and also I've got Aldrin Espinoza, aka True. And so today, or in this series I should say, we're going to cover the basics of Tekken and the basics of the game in general. And we're going to go through each character in depth. So if you're a newbie, we're going to cover the game system from the bottom up so you can learn everything from the basics to the more advanced stuff. And if you're a pro, or if you think you're a pro, we're going to give you more detail about each character and how to play them and how to play against them. So with that said, in this episode, we're going to talk about the notation, we're going to talk about the moving system, the sidewalk and the sidestepping, the wall system, the juggle system, the wake-up system. Anything that you would need to know about the game system is going to be covered in this episode. So with that, let's move on over here. We've got our Xbox 360 system set up and ready to go with this Xbox 360 faceplate of Kazuya on there. And on this side we've got the PS3 system with the Kazuya faceplate on it. And we got MYK rocking the Namco provided tattoo sleeve. Look at that smile. I called you MYK. And so with that said, kick back, relax, and get ready to level up your game. Alright, so now let's go ahead and talk about the notation system. And the notation is important because if you go online and you want to understand what everyone else is typing online, you basically have to understand the notation that they're using. And the best resource to find information online is probably www.tekkenzaibotsu.com. And of course, there's also Tekken.com. And so with that said, let's let Al take it away.
Online we use letters and numbers to correspond with the different attacks and movements in the game. For forward we use the letter F. For back we use the letter B, for down we use D, and for up we use U. There's also DF, down forward, DB which is down back, UB which is up back, and UF which is up forward. And for the attacks, it corresponds to the actual limbs of the character. So a 1, which is left punch, would be that. A 2 would be right punch, a 3 would be left kick, and a 4 would be right kick. If you see a plus, it means you have to press the buttons actually together. So down 1 plus 2 is pressing down and 1 and 2, left punch, right punch together. Down 1 plus 2, just like that. And then after that, there's also movement types in the game, like horizontal forward, just like in Street Fighter, but it's an actual movement where a character can crouch dash.
And that one's QCF online.
It's only a certain amount of characters actually have that in the game. Like Paul has QCB, which is horizontal back. If you see Fang, he actually doesn't have that move.
He has a QCF.
He has QCF, but not QCB. And we'll get MYK to explain the tildes.
Alright, what a tilde is when you slide 2 buttons in quick succession. So as you can see here, Fang has a standing 4, which looks like that, and a standing 3, which looks like this. So if you do those 2 moves in quick succession, it will give you a completely different move, as you can see here. And that's 4 tilde 3 in notation form.
So you basically just roll from 4 to 3 really quickly.
Exactly, it's 4 to 3.
All right.
Slide it.
And how about just frames, right? The colon notation, I guess?
Yeah, there's also one more thing, the colon. If you see a colon in the game, or online actually, it means adjust frame. You have to press the button at the exact frame where it needs to be pressed. Just like that, mid-high. If I didn't do the adjust frame, the move is actually going to be mid-mid. Oops.
Alright, there we go. We got a mid-mid.
There you go, mid-mid.
Alright. And so I guess we should talk a little bit about those different hit ranges in the game. And so basically in Tekken there's 3 or 4 different types of hit ranges. There's high moves, there's mid moves, and low moves, and special mid moves. So high moves are moves that can be ducked. So there's a high move being ducked. And then there's mid moves which hit people who are ducking. Alright, and then there's low moves which can only be blocked by holding down back. So basically crouching and blocking. And then the 4th special hit range is special mid. And special mid attacks can be blocked by either standing or ducking. And they can also be low parried or crushed. And so for the crush system, I'll let MYK explain that.
Okay, so basically what a crush system is for example, a low crush means you could jump over that move with a low crushing move. So as you can see here, Fang's hop kick, it will crush over low moves. So because it has a built-in jump into it, it will jump over low moves. So that's pretty easy to understand.
So for that, let's see. If you do pulse 1-4, and then you can hop kick to 4, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it should be possible.
Let's see.
Too
Maybe
much,
not. Frame
too much advantage.
All right.
Too much frame advantage.
All right, but we'll see here. I'll throw out a jab, and then Al will do a down back forward fall, and then as you can see here, you'll see Fang jumping over his low attack.
Perfect.
And we'll demonstrate a high crush here, which means you're crushing under a high, which means understucking under a high with a move. So I'll demonstrate it with a 1 first, and then Fang's down back 3 after. See how it goes under the high jab?
Perfectly.
High crush.
All right. And so with that said, that covers most of the notation of the game. I think we'll go ahead and move on to movement. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is movement. And movement is really important because you can control the spacing so that you can kind of limit your opponent's options. And so with that said, let's go on MYK and talk about some movement.
All right. So basically, to walk in this game, all you have to do is hold forward to forward walk. If you want to retreat slightly backward and walking backwards, you just hold back. But there's also a little faster version of this. It's called dashing. To dash forward, you would tap forward, and that's a forward dash right there. And if you want to do a back dash, you just tap back. But the thing about back dashing, when you're back dashing, you can't block after in the animation of backdashing. So the thing you want to do is backdash cancel, and for backdash canceling, you slightly tap down back right after a backdash, and then you just quickly do multiple backdashes, and then you can retreat away from your opponents that way as well.
So can you show that from a little bit closer, because I couldn't really see when you're so far away. I see. So once you learn to backdash cancel, it's faster than just repeatedly backdashing, and it's safer.
Safer too,
because you can automatically block right afterwards.
And so the regular back, if you just backdash or just back, it's unsafe.
Yep.
And people can basically punish you for the backdash.
you actually have a big window.
I see.
I can't block that.
Okay.
Alright, so next thing we're going to talk about is running. So to basically run in this game, you might want to just create some distance, and after 2 steps, your character will do a tackle, which you could break by either mashing on 2, or you could press 1+2 and reversal it when you're closer to the ground. But I'm just going to display the tackle right here. There it is.
But to run, it's basically forward and hold forward, you were saying, right?
So to run, it's kind of like dashing, except for the second forward, you just hold it. And then you have to be a certain distance away to start running. And there we go. There's the tackle after 2 steps. After 3 steps, we could do a little mix-up with, if you do 4, it's a little specific to certain characters, but generically, it's pretty universal. 4 will give you a slide, and 1+2 will give you a mid-cross chop. And then here's the low, that's 4. And for the diving cross chop, it will be 1+2. There we go. Alright, so basically, after running 4 steps, you could perform a running tackle. And usually
Unblockable tackle.
Unblockable tackle, there we go. Running tackle will be, yeah, but here we go. And there's the unblockable tackle.
I was not able to block that.
All right. And so let's go back to the running tackle a second ago. And so there's ways to break the running tackle, and there's ways you can basically block the punches from them, and people can throw punches at them. So let's just demonstrate some of that.
All right.
I will be performing the normal tackle, and MYK will be breaking it with the 2 button. And you could also reverse it by pressing 1+2.
So although Devil Jin is doing this right now from really close, this is used in most cases where the opponent is running at you from, what is it, after 3 steps?
2 steps.
2 steps, right.
There's the reversal.
And so the reversal is done by 1+2.
1+2.
A little later in the animation.
Yeah, and also you could block. Usually after an ultimate tackle, there's punches and an armbar that follows. And by blocking the punches, you're going to have to press the opposite button which your opponent presses. So if I start with pressing 1, MYK will have to press 2 to block the punches.
So in that case, you started punching with 1 there because your left arm came down?
Yes.
And he blocked with his 2, which is right arm.
Yeah, and now I'm going to start with the 2. Oops. And finally, to reverse the armbar, you have to press 1+2. There it is.